Are you ready? It's the Roundtable with me, Robert Bannon.
Say cheese, little lady. It's time for the Roundtable. Diamond. Hi, everybody. How you doing? Robert Bannon here. You're watching the Roundtable live right now on YouTube or on Facebook. Or if you're watching us after this, maybe you're watching it on Instagram or a clip of it somewhere on the podcast network. Me and Diamond are here wishing you a happy Thursday as we count down the days till Christmas. Hi, husband. My husband is out shopping for my Christmas present. Woo! Yes! My size is a trip to Bermuda. Hi, Marie. Hi, Catrice. Hi, Lattes. Happy Thursday! Too much? Hi, Christine. Thank you for being here. I don't need a trip to Bermuda. We have so much going on. We have weddings. We have houses. We have Christmas trees. Speaking of, let me hang my stocking here for the Roundtable. This is my... There we go. There we go. No, our real stocking. Around this corner, we have a fire. We have a fire, Diamond. I know, our fireplace is up. Our tree is lit. Next week, we may have to do the show right there at the tree. So she is a cutie. You're a good girl. She's a good girl. She's wearing her sweater. See, she's cold. She's got her little sweater on. Hi, hey, Shorty. Hey, Catrice. How you doing, girl? Abby, how you doing in the UK? We're so happy that you're here. Look at this. Dun, 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 dun. How you doing? Dun, 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 dun. Yes, the gay nutcracker. There's so many jokes. You know, this is from Lattes a couple years ago. Yes. The gay nutcracker exists. We're here. We have a lot to talk to you about. We have the show. we have to show what we did. I had a show last week. Abby spent the past 2 minutes trying to figure out why she had no volume. Got to turn the volume on, girl. Put the volume on. And hi, Miss Lori. How you doing? So happy to have you here. Miss Lori was at my show. Miss Lori was at my show the other night. I got to see my students. You'll see pictures of it. Let's get started, shall we? Let's figure it out. Hey. Let's hit it. It's time for my hot take. Are you ready?
It's smoking.
So what's on your Christmas list? What can you get? What can we get you? What are you asking for? Maybe you're not into material things. Maybe you just want something personal, introspective, or maybe you do want something. Maybe you do want a shirt, clothes, shoes, a bag, a boat. I don't know, diamonds. Whatever floats your boat, tell me what you want. My mom's going to say her kids, which is fine, which is boring. But you don't have to be all earthy, crunchy like her. You can just be as materialistic as you want. Tell me, what do you want? Yes. There we go. Let's do it. Yes, lattes. Marie says she loves a good nutcracker. She has many in her home. I want to see a video of your nutcracker collection. I hear that. Hi, Jeanette Ciccarelli. I see your answer. Girl. I'm going to tell you the answers when we're done. You are 100% right. Jeanette says she wants respect. Amen, Jeanette. RESPCT. Find out what it means to me. RESPCT. Take care, TCP. Suck it to it, suck it to it, suck it to me, suck it to it. We're in Detroit. They made that. Aretha was saying that song in my kitchen. Right next to my fireplace. Sweating, singing. What you want? Oh, Lord, we're going to have some show tonight. Hi, I'm Fran. I see you here too. Christine also loves nutcrackers. She's many in her home, especially with her parents living in Germany. We have incredible ones. Hey, I love it. Well, give me your answers about what you saw on your Christmas list. Abby gave me her answers. I want all of your answers, everyone in here, mandatorily. And then we're going to get started. Here's our week in review. And it was a doozy. So yes, my weekend review, it snowed here this morning. This is my block. It snows here in Michigan and it's freaking cold. It's 8 degrees out here. in these here streets, and it snowed, and it was a cute day. Not a lot of kids came to school today, so it was a chill day. Hi, Jeanette. Jeanette says, "How are you, Robert?" And my husband Darius is great. He's out shopping right now for my Christmas present since I'm here with you all, and he's doing well, and I'm doing great as well. Thank you so much for asking me. I send you lots of love. So we had that, and I was in New York. So I was in New York for my Christmas show, which was a lot of fun. And I want to thank everybody for being there. Lattes came from Maryland. Some of you watched via the live stream, like Christine. Miss Lori came, and my mom and Darius and so many people. Marie watched the live stream too. It was very hard for me to do the show because I'm not in New York. I didn't have as much time to rehearse, and I had a brand new piano player. Yaz was booked. So there were things I wish I did better, and there were things that I think were good, and I love the space, and I love the people, but we always can improve, and my next show is in June, but we'll talk more about that later in the year. But we did have a good, I had a fun time to see everybody. We sang. We did lots of singing, and Robbie Roselle was dressed as Santa Claus, and he was Timu Santa. We didn't have a real Santa this year. We had a bootleg Timu Santa Claus, and he came dressed in this ridiculous getup, which was super funny and a trip. And I love people at Chelsea Table and Stage. Thank you to everybody at Chelsea Table and Stage that was there. And yes, I will show you me and Darius singing. Isn't that picture so cute? Thanks to Jessica Fowler, Mike's sister, for that picture. I really love it. I got to frame it and put it in a frame. But I will show you the picture. Thanks to everyone who came. This is my old school friends here. That's Carol, that's Chris, that's Mike, that's Sam, that's Gus, that's Bree, that's Darwin, that's Janae, that's Linda, Mike's mom. Here's Chris and Sam and Gus and Bree and Janae and Darwin and Darius and me. Here's my friend Rob, and that's Gina. We did shows together. There's me and Gus. Here's me and Lattes and Danny. Lattes' son came to the show and made the trip up there from Maryland, and he's a sweetheart of a guy. He's going to be a big movie filmmaker, producer, director, the whole shebang. I was so happy to spend some time with them, and thank you for spending time together. Means so much to me. Alyssa, who's usually here on the show, we couldn't get that picture right, but we got it. And there's Chris Camizzi and his fiance who came to the show. There's Miss Lori and Destiny. Destiny was my student in the 5th grade, and now Destiny is 20 years old. Oh my God, she's so grown, and she's doing nails, and she's a superstar. And I'm so proud of her, and I'm so proud of Jason, her brother, and I'm so grateful that you would still remember me and come out to see my shows. It means the absolute world to me. It is the greatest gift that you would still think of me, that Mr. Bannon can make some kind of an impact on people's lives, because in the day-to-day of life, you kind of forget that what you do matters. What you do actually matters to people in the throngs of it all. My mother and Darius, there we are in the dressing room backstage. So cute. This picture is so cute. I love it. And here's the cast of the show. Robbie, Diva Lamar, who came and sang Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Darnell White, who music directed the show. You know, in all the years that me and Darius, the couple years that me and Darius have been together, we've never flown together because we're always flying to see each other. So I'm always flying to Detroit. He's always flying to Jersey. Or we both met in Vegas. Like, we did stuff like that. So we flew for the first time. And Spirit flies to New Jersey in the cheapest, easiest way. Go figure. So yes, I had to annoy him and take a million pictures because that's kind of my vibe. So I had such a good time at the show. So without further ado, I will show you the video of me and him singing as our goodbye. Okay? So don't be mad at me that you have to wait. You can handle it. You can wait. We can make it. But if you were not there, you didn't see the video, and you want to see Darius's debut, come back at the end of the show. So we were not going to do a duet. We had talked about a duet, and then we decided we didn't put it together, and I was going to sing the song and dedicate it to him. What are you doing New Year's Eve? Because I got engaged on New Year's Eve. He asked me to get married on New Year's Eve. So then when the sound check was over and he saw the list of songs, he was like, "You're going to sing the song?" And I was like, "Yeah, the song we were going to do is duet." He was like, "If I knew you were going to do it, I would have done it with you." So I was like, "You want to do it?" And he was like, Okay. So I was like, don't open the doors. Hold the sound check. We're coming back. We need 5 minutes. We rehearsed it for 5 minutes. I put him on the spot in front of all the people. And then afterwards, when we partied it up on the roof we met Adrian and her husband, John. They had a Christmas party they go to every year. So we needed to spend a little A time because, A is A. A's my home girl. So we spent some time with A as well. Look, the First Wives Club. Darius says we formed the First Wives Club of New York and New Jersey. There they are. Man, I call myself, thank you, and I love you all back. I call myself the First Wives Club of Detroit. That's what I am. So it was a fun time. The First Wives Club. Oh, y'all think you're funny. So thank you. I love you all. And I hope every one of you comes June 20th to Pride. I'm going to make Darius come June 20th to Pride too. He's never been to a Pride show in New York. And that is the party. Let's dance. We got to do it up. What's on your Christmas list? Make sure you answer. I only have a couple answers. I want to know what's on your Christmas list. Here is my shameless plug.
'Cause I'm shameless.
So, the Roundtable is going to take a break from Christmas to New Year's. Next Thursday will be our last show of the year. And it is really a special show for me being from New Jersey. That's right. Southside Johnny of Southside Johnny and the Asbury Jukes. Bruce Springsteen, Stevie Van Zandt, Southside Johnny. They grew up together. They signed record deals together. He's a legend. And he's going to be here. His songs, We're Having a Party. And all of his covers and then his originals. So Southside Johnny is here next week. And a great chat is going up on Broadway Podcast Network tomorrow. Desmond Still, who was in Bill and Ted, who was in the second Bill and Ted. He's the voice of White Castle commercials. He's done so much. He's doing a show in New York City through this weekend called College Fun. So Desmond Still is here, and we had a great chat. He's a Buffalo Bills fan, and I'm a work for the Detroit Lions, and the Lions play the Bills this weekend. And I was like, listen, Desmond, your team is going down, like down, down, down. So really great chat. As always, our shows are on Broadway World on Fridays and every single day on the Broadway Podcast Network, where we broke records as the #1 show on Broadway World. And we have improved our streams over 200% on Broadway Podcast Network, making the Roundtable's biggest year ever. And that's thanks to everybody who watches it, all the guests that come on, all the people that share it with their friends, tell people about it, and join us every single Thursday and every single day and Fridays. This Friday, the new Hermione Granger in the Harry Potter play on Broadway is here with me. And allegedly next week on Broadway World for our last episode, Jessica Vosk, who's now in Hell's Kitchen and has a really fun Christmas album, is going to be here on Friday for Broadway World as well. And then when we come back, January 9th is our first Thursday back with Dallas superstar and step-by-step superstar Patrick Duffy joins the Roundtable for the first time. So the Roundtable is going to go into 2025 like gangbusters. Gangbusters. So that's my story about that, and let's keep the party going. I see some of your answers now and they make me laugh and smile. So let's talk about Detroit.
You better lose yourself in the music the moment you own it. What up, though?
So I work for the Detroit Lions, and I had a great time this week with the Detroit Lions Christmas party for my students. We had 200 and something kids head down to Ford Field. It was sponsored by the Lions and the Meyer, which is a department store in the Midwest that we don't have in New Jersey, but they threw a great party for our kids. We had a lot of fun, and I'm very grateful. Some old Lion legends were there. Here's some of my kids and me at the Meyer photo booth, and me pretending to hold a football, me pretending to be tough, me pretending to like cheerleaders, which, and I acted a complete fool. I think I had more fun on the field than the kids did. And these kids, I had a blast out there. I was like, I'm going to look like the only football player. That's right, Darius. Your All-American quarterback is right here. Whoop, 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 whoop. Facts. So we had such a good time. They treated us so well. They really set this up with a DJ. They had food, and their Christmas tree was up. The kids all sat and enjoyed it, and we really hung out like on the field for like a good 2 hours. And they had bouncy houses and castles, and the players taught drills and balls. And there's videos on Instagram. If you follow me, you can follow me over at Robert and Bannon and see me try to kick the ball and throw the ball and do my touchdown dance with the ball. And I want to say thanks to Meyer. Meyer gave every student in my school pillows, a blanket, hygiene kit, uh, speakers and headphones, and like this fun fanny pack. It's kind of like a man bag, that's very in style and cute. And I love working at this school, and I love the mission of the school. And I'm excited that the kids got something fun to do. And it was nice to see them not as students, but to see them party and have fun and enjoy themselves and just whoop it up together without a school day. It was really special. So thank you to the Lions, and thank you to Meyer. It's such a good time for sure. Hey, cat daddies. Thank you. Cat daddies were there at the show front and center. And I wish I got to give them a big giant hug, but they ran. I think we missed each other by the time I came out. But we had such a good time with Leia Salonga. Thank you. She gave, if you want to see that episode, it is over on Broadway World. She is a superstar, and she tells you her Christmas ideas and why she recorded this Christmas album. And it was really interesting to hear that she recorded the Christmas album during the pandemic. Fascinating. That's true. So thank you for listening. It was one of Leslie's our biggest episode this month. And then Clay Aiken does huge numbers. And then Leah Salonga. We have big stars over there. I'm really grateful. So thank you for watching and listening to that. It was really a labor of love. And Darius says, blue eyes and blonde hair doesn't make you all-American. That's right. Americans look like all sorts of colors and all sorts of hair colors and all sorts of eye colors and all sorts of skin colors. And they come from all over. And they're immigrants and they're people born here. And what makes me an all-American is my skills. Yeah. That's what makes me all-American. My skills make me an all-American. That's what it is. Not my hair color. I'm all-American talent. Woo! Leah Salonga is one of the sweetest people Abby's ever met. She's really sweet. She's really nice and a superstar. Darius says, cat daddies, hi. They are so sweet. They gave such good energy in the front row. And they sang Mariah. Like, they were in each other's face. They're cute. Like, the love radiates off of them. And I'm sure they have the sweetest cats and the nicest cute little house. And there's all love in that house. So, cat daddies, what do you want for Christmas? What's on your Christmas list? Let us know. So, thank you to Meyer, and thank you to the Lions, and thank you to all of you. I'm just so grateful that Darius sang. I'm so grateful to find somebody, and I know I talk about him a lot, that flew to New Jersey, loves my mom, protects my mom, like walked my mom out of that venue to take care of her, laughs with her, jokes with her, and my family, and just supports me and holds me down, like loves me down. And that's not something you have every single day. You should see he got up, he salted the driveway, started my car, shoveled, cooked a chicken last night, packed my lunch. Man, damn. What am I going to like? Man, that's why I went to one of his favorite restaurants today and bought him a hamburger. How are you supposed to pay somebody back? You know? Thanks, Mom. We love you. We are proud of him. We'll stick around for the video at the end. Marie says, what do you think of Juan Soto making a salary of $765 million to play baseball? Thank you, Marie, for that question. Well, I'm not a Mets fan. I do think it's a ridiculous amount of money. But if someone wants to pay him, I mean, I'm sure he's going to try to get as much money as he can get. And if someone offered me that much money to hit a baseball, I would definitely take it. But I think that there are firemen and there are police officers and teachers and doctors and EMS workers and lots of people who wish they made a 100th of that, or a 1,000th of that would be $765,000. There's many people in the world who would wish for a 10,000th of that, which would be $76,000 a year. So, I mean, I'm happy for him. Get what you can. Make as much money as you possibly can. Just don't win the World Series, Mets. Not to my Yankees. So, Latte. So that's my take. Latte says I'm spoiled. I am very spoiled, and I try to spoil back. Yes, I am. Robert, you are so blessed to have Darius and Diamond, and Darius is blessed with you as well. Thank you. I know that's right, Marie, Christine, and that is right. He is, yeah, and I am. All right, let's talk about my what's my favorite thing? Do I have a favorite thing today? I had something. I did have stuff to show you. I don't know. What is this show? What are we doing? Oh, my favorite thing.
You get a car! You get a car! You get a car! You get a car!
So I'm going to Florida in January to do my big gay Italian wedding, and I'm so grateful right during the week of the inauguration. So I'll be in Florida at the Hard Rock, and I know this sounds like a shameless plug, but what I'm grateful for is to be able to do this show for the community down there that may not feel seen as the queer community on January 9th and 10th, and the Hard Rock as their own little FU, so to speak, for the queer community against the agenda of people coming in. The show is free. It's an invited show. So if you have friends or family in Florida, in Seminole near the Hard Rock, I love that Hard Rock's doing this. They're giving tickets to an invited audience. So if you want to see the show, you're going to be in Florida, just send me a message and let me know. And I can let a certain amount of people in, no paying. You get a ticket. Maybe Darius will be there. Maybe his cousin will be there. I will be there playing Mario the Best Man. So come see the gay Italian wedding before my own big gay Italian wedding. And so we'll have a good time. I get to try to spoil the fun of the wedding and find out some secrets. So shout out to you, Hard Rock. That's my favorite thing, is that in this coming year, we are going to be who we are going to be, no matter what's going on politically, no matter what goes on in the world. You're not going to eliminate a whole group of people, and you're not going to stop us from celebrating who we are, no matter who's the president, no matter what laws are trying to be passed. So I am here for it. I am here for it. So if you're in Florida, tell me, come on down, or make it a week. It's a Thursday and a Friday. Come see the show. My mom says it's a fun show. I think it's the story of my mom. Like, I think that was her life story. Her parents are in this show, but imagine if you get it. So thank you to them. And now my hey friend, hey. Well, let's do that. I'll be there for you. How you doing? 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 So this show is demented, and you're demented all for being here too. So my friend Leslie Portion was at the show. She comes with her partner every single year that I do the Christmas show, and she brings her friends, and they come and party and whoop it up with me. And Darius comes backstage before the show and hands me a bag, and he was like, "This is a gift, and when you open it, you'll know who's here." So, hey, friend Leslie, this is for you. So she gives me this picture, which this is Madison Square Garden. And this is me singing the national anthem before a basketball playoff game, sold out, 18,000 people. And I was in this little like blue dress shirt with a black vest and black pants. And Rosie O'Donnell was there, and she invited me. This is on August 15, 1997. So I was 12 years old, about to turn 13. Rosie invited me to her show after seeing this, and was so sweet about my voice. And Leslie, thank you there's a video of me doing it with backstage at the Garden. My dad was shaking. My mom was nervous. We had a whole section. People took a bus to New York City together to see me. And from a young age, people like Leslie, who got me this gig, and my family and my parents drove me everywhere to get to be who I am today. So I take the work really seriously, because without their support and their love, I wouldn't be able to do this. And I feel a certain responsibility to honor all of the people who went above and beyond, who buy a ticket, who come here every Thursday, who show up to give me, pictures and remember me when I was 12 years old and wanted to do this, to try to do an honorable, good job. So thank you to Leslie for this. Thank you for coming to the show and reminding me of this. So you're my hey friend, hey of the week, girl. And I love and appreciate you. And she got me that gig, and it was my first big gig as a kid, and the rest is history. So Woo! Memories like the corners of my mind. Misty watercolored memories of the. That was 29 years ago. Moving on. So, what did you all say? What did you say are the things you want for Christmas? Darius didn't answer because he has everything he wants for Christmas because he has me. Duh. Obviously. My mom didn't answer because she has everything she wants because she's me. Duh. Sometimes Sean. So Latte says new beginnings in 2025. Hey, some self-discovery. Woo, I hear that. No drama, no more drama in your life. If you got beef, your problem, not mine. We can celebrate all night. And an air fryer. Oh, I got an air fryer from Walmart. We got a Walmart air fryer. It's so good. You put little frozen chicken nuggets in there and French fries. You have dinner. It's a party. Good. Get that air fryer. Where's Danny? Danny, get it. Get an air fryer for your mama. Good answer. I like that answer. Marie says, aside from real Christmas wish of peace, I want you to consider singing in New Jersey before your wedding to Darius, only if you can make it happen. So, Marie, here's the deal. Okay. I thought about it, and I think that February is the time. Or, so Marie says, can I do a Patsy's night? I think we do a Patsy's night. I think we get Darius to come. I think we do a Jersey show with Darius. That's my heart and goal. My mom's birthday's in February. Valentine's Day's in February. Let's do a big blowout. Let's do a big Christmas blowout show. And if that's what you want for Christmas, Marie, we can make it happen. I can make it happen. We can do it. Thank you for asking that. That was really sweet. It means a lot to me. And I get to see you and Tom and all that Jersey peeps. That sounds good to me. Christine's, I love you, Marie. Thank you. I want sleep and rest, not as a physical gift to open, just quiet time with family, close friends, watch Christmas movies, good health for you, the dogs, and us all. I hear that. That sounds good to me. I would like to sleep, rest. I want to spend time with my family. I want to put pajamas on. I want I want to just be good night. Just lay down and take a moment and reflect on what an amazing year this other year is. Lori says mine is too. LOL. Is yours also yours is the same? I love that. Thank you for that. That's good. Cat Daddy says for Christmas I mostly want another year of good health for the cat. Oh, I hope so too. We have doggies here, so we want Diamond. Of course, Marie, I got you. We got one Diamond to be well, and I also want ramen. Oh, your birthday. Lori's birthday is February 16th. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to figure out the date I'm off for winter break in February. We get a week off in February. So, Ramen Karamu, that's hysterical. I mean, tickets to see him in Pirates of I'm sure, Cat Daddies. I'm sure that's all you want are tickets. Leave it to the gays, people. That's he sings. He's got a great voice, and I can't. Pirates of and Penzance, rewritten by Rupert Holmes. Fascinating. Rupert was here on the show. It's going to be a hot ticket. My Adrian loves Pirates of Penzance. That's like her favorite show, so I'm sure she'll be really excited about it. So that's really funny. Thank you for that. And do we have anyone else? Abby says a green card, a significant other. Yes, it's going to happen, Abby. Don't worry. The second you aren't looking for it, boom, special person comes into your life, and the green card too. And to return home before Christmas, flyer, my roof blew off. I heard part of her roof fell away. My gosh, girl, that makes me nervous. Are you okay? So yes, we need to get Abby a green card and a partner, and yes, we got you, girl. It's gonna all happen for you. Don't worry. So I would listen, so I listen to all. Thank you for everything. I love you all so much. Next week I'm gonna get sentimental, so we'll keep it for next week because I'll just wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year every week and tell you how much I love you every week, and then you'll get tired of it. So I listen to all the Christmas music, and I start in September, October, November to try to book the show of Christmas acts for the month, like we do with Pride. So we had Clay Aiken, and we had Leslie Odom Jr., and we had I don't remember anyone else right now. Oh, Anthony Evans, and we had Lea Salonga. And Tower of Power is a group that I saw when I was 18 years old at the John Harm Center for the Arts in Englewood, New Jersey, with the Average White Band. And I thought they were fun and fantastic, and they threw down a party. So Tower of Power puts out a new Christmas album, and I end up listening to it, and I was like, this album is good. Like their instrumentals are fire. Their covers and the singer is amazing. And they've been around since the 70s. They wrote Christmas music in the 70s that never was released. So Emilio Castillo is the founder. He's an icon. They get tour the world. They do 200 dates 200 days on the road a year, and their album is just the perfect album for, like, sometimes Christmas music can be a little snoozy and schmoozy and boring. Not this album. This album comes out like gangbusters. It's fire. So I was so excited and honored to speak to Emilio, and Emilio was excited to come here to talk to you on the roundtable. Take a listen to this. Well, everyone, I am absolutely obsessed with Christmas music. And every year I look up what are the next big albums that are coming out. So I put Tower of Power on my list. Tower of Power puts out their. Now, I first worked at the John Harm Center for the Arts in Englewood, New Jersey, and Tower of Power would come on. They were called John Harm's back then, and now they're called Bergen Pack. And Tower of Power would come, and I'd watch in the back because I was a little saxophone player from Richfield Park, New Jersey, and I was dying to be. And my dad grew up with anything with horns. If it's Earth, Wind, and Fire, if it's Chicago, if it's Tower of Power, we listened to those albums growing up. So then I listened to this Christmas album, and it's been on repeat, folks. You need to listen to it from the originals. And Emilio, I moved from New Jersey to Detroit, Michigan. I'm in Detroit, Michigan right now. And Emilio is a born Detroiter as well. Emilio Castillo, thank you for being on the show. Congratulations for being. Thank you.
It's my absolute pleasure to be here.
I grew up, my first job at 16. I remember seeing you all rolling through Jersey, playing your concerts. It's so hard to go, so very hard to go. Is a classic. The music you've written is a classic. So it's an honor.
Well, it's been a blessed life, and I'm grateful.
You are from Detroit originally?
I lived there till I was 11, and I still have a lot of family there. I love going there. I have fond memories of growing up there, and I love visiting my relatives there.
Well, we're at the Detroit Lions Academy. School just is letting out, and that's where we are right now, where I work here. And we are excited. I know eventually, I looked up everybody. You all need to go online, and we'll show you. Their Holiday and Hits tour, Tower of Power, this year is going to be in Jersey to New York to Connecticut to Washington. I hope there's a Michigan date next year. I need to see you all.
Yeah, I hope so too. I'm kind of disappointed, actually.
So when we're talking to you, I want everyone to please make sure that we are listening to the album. You can stream the album. The album is out right now. It's called It's Christmas. It's out today. You can stream it. Go to towerofpower.com to get your tickets or to get your merchandise, find out where they're going to be, and go to Instagram as well. What made you say this was the year for a Christmas album?
I have this manager named Ivory Daniels, and I was talking about going back in the studio, doing some recording. He goes, yeah, you're going in and you're going to do a Christmas record. And we've talked about it for year after year after year after year, and have never done it, And he said, you're going to, I said, well, I really want it. He goes, no, you're going to do it, and you're going to thank me every year for the rest of your life. And so, I have to admit, I got into the project and I was just really, really pleased with the way it turned out. Well, as the young kids say, it's a bop from the beginning to the end. It has got you grooving and feeling. If you're decorating your tree this Thanksgiving weekend or leading up to Christmas, you're looking for a party, you're looking for music in the car as you go shopping. This is the album because there's songs and then originals that you wrote. Yeah. So what makes an original Christmas song? Like, how do you work with your collaborators to sit down and write a song? I haven't done that many. We did that one and another one. We did Christmas is for Kids, but we did this one. It's Christmas and I'm a Long Way from Home. We wrote them back in the early 70s, and we've had them all these years, and I've always wanted to do them. And just we're slow. Wait, you've had it? They're here on my phone because I've been listening. Like I said, you're telling me It's Christmas a Long Way from Home was written in the 70s? Yeah, because there were a lot of young men overseas serving in the services, and they'd be over there and they'd be missing home, and that was the idea behind the song.
Well, the album, everyone, while we're talking, stream the album. It's Christmas. It's out. And I love this. You guys are on your game. Whatever you all do, your website, your merchandise, you are a first class operation over there. The album, if you're into vinyl and you want a copy of the album, it's available on the website. It is red. It is such a gorgeous piece that makes the perfect gift for the music fan in your life. When you were in California, and I was reading about you, and I read that you might have gotten in trouble as a kid, and your father may have told you to find a hobby and don't leave your room until you find one. Did you ever think music would lead you on this? How many years is Tower? 50 plus year journey?
Yeah, we're in our 57th year now, and I had no vision. We got in a little trouble. We were caught stealing some T-shirts that were really popular with all the young men. I had a really short crime career. It was like first time out I got caught. And my dad said, here's a notebook. You're going to fill it with why you're never going to steal again. And while you're in there, I want you to think of something that's going to keep you out of trouble this summer, or you're not coming out of that bedroom, And the Beatles had just come out, and we were like, we want to play music, Dad, and everybody was doing it. And we started, and it took a few years. We did it backwards, We didn't like go to school and learn how to play and get really good and then start a band. We started the band and then we learned how to play, totally backwards. And but after a couple of years, we started to get pretty good, and then we got into soul music. Eventually, changed our name. We were the Motowns. Yeah, my mother, we started to play soul music, and so we chose the name the Black Orpheus. And pretty soon we didn't like that, and we were trying to think of a name. And my mother said, if you're going to play soul music, you should call your name the Motowns, because you and your brother are from Detroit, And so we were the Motowns. And then I met Doc Kupka, my baritone sax player, my songwriting partner, and he and I are basically responsible for this band. And he came in, and we wanted to get in the Fillmore Auditorium, and we wanted to think of one of those weird names, like the Grateful Dead and Strawberry Alarm Clock and all those Lothar and the Hand people, all those weird names. And we were doing some recording at this little studio in Hayward, California, and we were on a break, and I was in the guy's office. And he had like a 3-page list of weird band names. And I'm looking at the list, and I'm like, none of these names is us, And then I saw the name Tower of Power. I thought, yeah, that's us. I go out there and I told the guys, hey, what about Tower of Power? And they go, yeah, and that was it, and we've been Tower of Power ever since.
That's how you found the name, off a list?
Yes.
Stuck. When you have classic songs, and back when this album came out in particular, right? When this album comes out and you start charting hits and you start having, Billboard charted hits, from the go, and you start to tour, and is it scary? What was it like? You're playing saxophone, you're trying to make, is the rise scary? Like when those songs hit, what does it feel like? How do you describe it?
I think a lot of it is scary for a young man, especially for me, because, at 17, my parents decided to move back to Detroit. And it's like, I'm 17 years old. The band is my whole life. I had already started writing songs with Doc. And my mother tells me, oh, we're moving back to Detroit. I was like, what? And my dad, God bless him, he said, he came and took me aside. He goes, you don't have to come. He goes, but if you stay out here with the band, you have to make it within 1 year, or you got to come back to Detroit and be with us. And man, I was up against the wall, and by God's grace, Bill Graham signed us to our first deal. But I was alone, and I was an immature 17-year-old. I wasn't like some mature guy, So I'm alone, and I got into a lot of trouble with drugs and alcohol, and I realized today, looking back, like I was doing that because I was a scared little boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's scary, and but we had a lot of success and had a lot of fun, and God watched over us for a lot of years. And then finally we got on track.
Yeah, and you still are out here selling out shows and performing. I mean, how many dates a year do you do? You guys are on the road.
We're on the road 200 days a year, and it's been like that like forever. I mean, it's almost like clockwork, 200 days. And that's not all gigs. There's travel days and off days, but we're away from home 200 days.
And you just came back from Europe. You just were over there. No matter where you guys go around the world, I mean, you've been literally around the world and back again. And it must be so much fun to come see a Tower of Power show and you play a song. When you play What Is Hip or you play these songs, the place must go crazy. How
we have really nutcase fans. I mean, our fans are like deadheads. They're just they fly all over the place. They name their children after us. It's crazy. And we're very blessed to have these kind of fans. It's not just like, oh, I kind of dig this band. It's like, no, you got to come. You got to see these guys. People are always coming. I brought 3 newbies tonight, and
Yes.
it's that kind of deal,
So what is the show? What is the holiday tour going to be like? Is it a mix of is it all holiday? Is it a mix of your hits plus holiday? What is the show like?
It's a mix. We have to play, all the other Tower Power stuff. So we're doing 6 of the songs from the album, and we sort of pepper it through the set. And then, of course, we're playing What Is Hip and So Very Hard to Go and You're Still a Young Man and all the hits, and it's a great show. We did it last year. We just put out an EP last year because the album wasn't done. And we had 6 songs on it. But we did a tour, and we had 4 songs in the set, and that worked really good. But we wanted to add a couple more. And so this year we added Hark the Herald Angels Sing and this big band version of the Christmas song, which just rips.
It is so good, everybody. I'm telling you, you need to be playing this album at your home. Like when you are celebrating this season, this is the album to play. And if you want dates and all that, towerpower.com. I'm literally there across the country from, Massachusetts all the way to Washington State. So that you'll be all across this country this next month. So what and why the saxophone? When you were a kid, what was the inspiration that made you pick it up? Were you led to that by divine intervention?
Well, so my dad says, think of something. We said, we want to play music. He goes, get in the car. And we get in the car, we go to Allegro Music in Fremont, California, and all the instruments are on the wall, So I see the saxophone. My brother sees a snare drum. He always liked the drums. See, we used to go where my dad worked. My dad was a bartender. And at the time, there was a place kind of like Caesar's Palace in Palo Alto. It was called the Cabana Hotel. And they had this, what they called a show bar, it was called Nero's Nook. And all the waitresses wore, really sexy outfits. And, the bartenders were wearing special kind of clothing, Nero's Nook. And they had what was called show bands. And so they had bands like the Big Beats and the Swingin' Lads, and we would go there to pick up my dad in the afternoon and they'd be rehearsing, and me and my brother Jack, we'd be looking. I always thought the sax player was the coolest guy, and my brother Jack, he thought the drummer is the coolest guy, and that's what made us choose our instruments.
And who's the coolest guy now, Emilio? That's the question.
It's the sax guy, obviously.
Of course, that's the right answer. I'm fascinated about your music and your career's music because instrumental music is not always easy to break into the mainstream, and some of your hits and some of the songs that are so iconic have no singer. And then some of the songs, you guys have an incredible singer on tour with you that's on this album. Incredible. So how do you pick what is the songs with vocals? What are the songs that are not? How does that go into the process of putting out music?
I've never been a fan of instrumental music personally, but when you have musicians of this caliber and this many of them, they want to express themselves, and so we've always, ever since we had Chester Thompson as a Hammond B3 organist, he wrote great instrumentals. One of them was Squib Cakes, and we had Ebony Jam and Walking Up Hip Street. We always had these pretty hip instrumentals, and they came out good. And so it's kind of a trademark for the band. We always try to have 1 or 2 instrumentals on every record, and when you got this kind of musicianship, it can get really exciting with an instrumental music.
Oh yeah, like the instrumental tracks sing all on their own as well.
Absolutely.
So how many? I'm sure your accountant no shade to you, would love for you to have tour with 3 people and make and it's a lot less hotel rooms and airplane seats. But
we do horn section clinics. We do full band clinics, but we do a lot of horn section clinics, and we do Q&As. And
yes,
I always get that question. You have any advice, for people starting out in the music business? I say, yeah, start with a trio. you know,
how many of you are on the road when you go on tour?
20 people.
20 people.
10 people in the band, 6 in the crew, a merch guy, a tour manager, a bus driver.
And the logistics of it, and you have literally held this band together. I know some of you the originals, but you've held this band together from its inception, and through the changes of the industry and entertainment and social media and streaming and all that, you guys have continued to be out here. It's got to be the music. The music lives forever.
Yeah, I mean, I tell people these days, I say, God did it. I just showed up.
Oh,
I mean, I give God all the credit, but you're right. We make the music selfishly. We make it to please ourselves. We're not trying to be sounding like, the newest, hippest person. You're not going to hear the new rap record or the new reggae Tower Power. We only sound like Tower Power. And we realized many decades ago that that's really not a curse. It's a blessing. And so we just kind of, we make the music the way we want it to be. And that makes it really easy to go to work every day.
I'm upset. I'm here for it. I'm so excited about this record, and I'm so excited for people to listen to it. So when you go home this holiday, you'll have wrapped up this year. You'll have done 200 days on the road. You'll have put out this Christmas album. Do you take a break? Do you get to go right back on the road? Like, what happens?
No, we're taking January off. And when I get back on the 23rd of December, I'm going to celebrate Christmas here at home with my wife. And then her and I are going to go on December 30th to Monterey, California for a week. She loves Monterey. And then
Okay.
we'll go to the Bay Area for a week and see my granddaughters and my brothers and my nieces and nephews. And then we'll come home and enjoy home for the rest of the month. And then our first gig back is February 1st.
Okay. Oh, now I feel better. You need to take a nap and put the sax down.
I'll tell you, we just came off this European tour and it was 35 days. And that's the longest we've ever done. And I was limping across the finish line, I'll tell you.
You
So,
made it.
so yeah, I did make it, but I'm going to be looking at that in the future and maybe not hit it quite that hard.
We
You
need
get to a certain age, it's like the travel just beats you up.
we need you. We need you. We need the music. How did you when you worked with people like Jose Feliciano, or you look at the list of you have worked on, if it's Cat Stevens or if it's Journey or if it's Carlos Sanchez, like the horn section, the Grateful Dead, etc. How did you always navigate people? Did your sound infiltrated so many genres of music? People reached out to you all and said, "Can we steal your horns? Can we come? Can we take that sound?"
Well, if you think about it, every band has a rhythm section. They all got a drummer, they all got a guitar player, they got a bass player, they got a keyboard player, but very few bands have horn sections. And we turn out to be, one of the real specialized sounds. It's not just a couple of horns, it's 5 horns with a big baritone sax in the middle that has a lot of personality to it. And, we got called at first by Nick Gravenitis and then by Carlos Santana. And the next thing I know, people were just calling. We did Caribou, the album by Elton John, and then we said, let's put out we made like a little flyer, like glossy kind of 2-page flyer thing with our pictures and all the people we had played with, and we put a we put a quote from Elton John from an article he did in Cream magazine where he talked about Tower Power horns. They not only sound great, they look great as well. And that was the quote at the top of the booklet. And we said that to every record producer, every artist, every manager, every studio. And pretty soon we were just getting calls. And like I say, Tower Power has a signature sound. I mean, it's ours. When you hear the horns, when you hear the band, you go, oh, that's Tower Power. You can tell, and that's a blessing. That's God's blessing on us. We realized years ago we couldn't sound any other way than we do sound, but it's a blessing. And so I think people recognize that and they want that sound. I remember when we did a session for Pharoah Monch, a rapper, and he brought us in and he had a sample of a horn sound and he said, I want you to sound like this. And we're like, yeah, sure, we're doing it. And he's going, but it doesn't sound like that. And we're like, yeah, because we actually play every lick. You're flying that through every track, and then the next thing I know, P. Diddy calls and he says, I heard that thing you did for Pharoah Monch and I want you to come and play on the record. It was the same deal. He's got a sample of a horn lick that goes through the song. He says, can you play this? I want the real OGs to play it. And we're like, yeah, no problem. But dilly that, and then he goes, yeah, it doesn't sound like the sample. I go, yeah, you're correct. It does not,
No,
we don't sound like the sample. We sound like us,
the real thing.
Finally, he got it. He got a couple licks he liked, and then he flew them through the track.
I mean, when you look at, you guys are iconic in your own way, but when you look at the list, if it's Eric Clapton or if it's Otis Redding or Aerosmith or Elton, like you said, or LaBelle, like those LaBelle, take those records, like those 70s and 80s records, the horn sections are iconic, like it is running through, and some of that is you.
Yeah, we did some great recording with Huey Lewis and the News, Little Feat. I always get asked about Little Feat. We did all their records, but the famous one was the live one, Waiting for Columbus. We did Linda Ronstadt and Aaron Neville. They got the Grammy for the best duet of the year on.
I don't know much.
Baby,
Yep.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, we've been very fortunate. We even recorded with Neil Diamond and Pure Prairie League when Vince Gill was in there, and we get around.
You sure do, and it shows, and it's a lifetime of music. Listen, there's music you're listening to right now, everybody, no matter where you are, that their handprint, their heartprint, their fingers, their hard work and talent is all over, and you literally have given us a lifetime of music and memories that we will have forever. Your music will live forever. So we owe you the biggest debt of gratitude and thank you for all the work.
Well, it's been a gift to me, so I'm overpaid.
Yeah. That's it. I want everyone to go to towerofpower.com. I want you to see the dates because they're coming to your neck of the woods, and I don't want you to miss a second. I want you to stream from the classics to the new Christmas albums. You need to be listening to the Tower of Power music this holiday season. And grab, if there's a music lover in your life, the vinyl, the whole merchandise section on the website, towerofpower.com, is so good. Kudos to whoever runs that merchandise section because they are on it. It is so, so good. We could follow them on Tower Power on Instagram. And then, of course, we can hear the stream. It's Christmas. I tell you, it's a gorgeous album. Thank you. From one new Detroiter to that OG Detroiter over there. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm going to email your manager. Book them. Let's go. The 313 needs a Tower Power show.
It was a lot of fun, Robert. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much for being here. My honor.
There you go. So much fun. So when you hear that music, when you hear those P. Diddy, oh God, that didn't age well. But when you hear when you hear all of that music there, you know that the horns behind it and then their albums, What Is Hip and so many songs that grew up in the 70s. So I love their Christmas album. It's really a great Christmas album. His smile is contagious. He's a cutie pie. What a cutie pie he was. So next week, Southside Johnny's here, and I met people at my show who were like, don't forget about Broadway. We never forget about Broadway here at the Roundtable. Adrian will be at an opening red carpet night on Monday for Eureka Day. Me and the dog ate an apple and some almonds. And oh, my Lord, there's an almond. We're good. So I'm excited that you're going to Broadway will continue. Broadway Podcast Network will continue. The music people will continue. Sherry Shepherd will be here next year. Lunel will be back next year. Like I said, Patrick Duffy will be here. Plus, I have a lot of surprises I'm working on for next year. So the Roundtable is going to get bigger and better. So come celebrate the last Roundtable of the year. We're having a party with Southside Johnny. Thank you. Terrific chat with Emilio Tower of Power, wishing them well with their tours. Thanks for another fun time together. Thank you, Christine. And thank you, Cat Daddies. That was full of insight. Well, they did a lot. Listen to their Christmas album. It's good. It's perfect for a party that you don't want snoozy, smoozy, schmoozy, quiet music, but you don't want to rock and roll. Like it fits right there in the middle. So there you go. Hello, sister. How you doing? I love you, Mr. Handsome Face. I love you, sister girl. Hey. up, I promised everyone the end of tonight's show, you would get the duet between Darius Wheeler and Robert Bannon. That's his sister right there. That's now my sister. Just like my brother is his brother. My mother is your mother. My love is your love. Your love is my love. It would take it, eternity to break us. Yes, Whitney. So Darius got up, no rehearsal, in front of the audience, New York City cabaret debut. Now, maybe Snook knows that Renee knows that Darius sings at church and grew up singing, and he sings everywhere, like in the car, in the shower, in the house, in the kitchen, in the mall, everywhere. On Sundays, when we drive his sister and him together, they sing together like full-on gospel choir. She takes this note, he takes that note. They're just singing. But he got up on stage with no real rehearsal, and he did this. Thank you for being here. There's more love than there is hate. There's more joy than there is sadness, and there is more good than there is bad. I hope that you enjoyed the next week before we celebrate Christmas on our last show together. And I love you all for being here. You made my week really special, from the Lions and Christmas party to my Christmas show in New York City with my family and friends and loved ones and all of you roundtablers, to every day. I just live such an incredibly blessed life. While Tower of Power was playing, there was a fire in my fireplace. The Christmas tree was twinkling. I got to be with all of you who I love and show me so much love. And this year has been a dream, and it's only going to get better and better, because you know why? Because the best is yet to come. Always, hi, Bridget. Hey, girl. How you doing? So the best is yet to come. So God bless you. Thank you so much for being here. Here is so great to see each and every one of you. Thank you, Lattes. Lattes, I broke out the gay nutcracker just for you. And Darius Wheeler and me. Merry Christmas. See you next week before we celebrate for real. Bye, everyone. Maybe it's much too early in the game. But I thought I'd ask you just the same. What are you doing New Year's? New Year's Eve. Wondering whose arms hold you tight when it's exactly 12 o'clock that night. What are you doing New Year's? New Year's Eve. Maybe I'm crazy to suppose that I better be the one you chose. Out of the thousand invitations you received. But in case I stand one little chance, here comes the jackpot question in advance.